Dr. Mikael Simons is a neurologist and researcher at Technical University Munich and the Center for Neurodegenerative Diseases in Munich, Germany. And Dr. Simons is this year's recipient of the Barancik Prize for Innovation in MS Research. Congratulations. Welcome to ACTRIMS, where you'll be delivering the Barancik Prize lecture, and welcome to Real Talk MS.
Thank you.
What first interested you in multiple sclerosis research?
So I studied medicine and did my residency in neurology. I started doing Alzheimer's research when I was a medical student, but I realized that the scope was a bit narrow at that time, at least, and therefore I wanted to do something different. And there are two reasons why I shifted to multiple sclerosis research. The first one is the clinical one. I like to work with patients with MS. The second one is that I thought the biology of the disease is interesting for a scientist. It's an interdisciplinary problem that requires immunologists, neuroscientists, people that have expertise in glial biology. So I thought this is exciting to work on.
Multiple sclerosis is a demyelinating disease, and your early research really laid the foundation for what many scientists continue to learn about myelin. Your subsequent research has revealed new information about the process of myelin repair. Can you tell me about your research on the effect of chronic inflammation on myelin repair?
Certainly. To understand how myelin repair works, it's important to look at the immune system. So we think that after a demyelinating event has happened, there is an inflammatory response that happens in the brain. And we call this a reparative inflammation because it takes care of this damage. And so the cells, microglia, myeloid cells that are in the brain, they need to sense the damage, they have to take care of this damage, and then they have to send factors to oligodendrocyte precursor cells to myelinate. So it's a very complex multicellular problem that we have been studying, and there are things that can be insufficient and go wrong. We have discovered a few of those pathways that we now try to target.
Why does myelin repair fail sometimes, and what has your research uncovered about how the process can be restarted?
So why does myelin repair fail? There are many reasons for this. We believe that one important reason is how the immune system functions and how it changes. I refer to this reparative inflammation, this complex process of how the innate immune system instructs the precursor cells to myelinate. This is a delicate process, and we have discovered like cholesterol metabolism and other pathways that can be insufficient, and this is one reason why myelin fails. There are also other problems that other people have found, like accumulation of myelin debris and inhibitory factors within the lesions that contribute.
But some of your research indicates the process can actually be restarted.
That's true. So when we have a chronic inflammation in the brain, it's a kind of inflammation that sustains itself. It doesn't resolve. So that's what happens when this disease progresses. And there are certain factors that keep this chronic inflammation. One I refer to is lipid metabolism. Another one are CD8 tissue-resident memory cells. These are long-lived cells, lymphocytes that settle in the brain and remain there for a long time. And then there are interferon pathways. We need to dissolve and break this inflammation. If this would be successful, then we would reduce the damage and improve the repair.
This could be a real game changer in MS.
If possible, so many people are working on this problem at the moment to target chronic inflammatory processes. The key is to come from experimental work in mouse, for example, and then validate this in humans to see if the principles are similar. There's one pathway that we have identified. This is related to interferon. This is also interferon gamma pathways. There are small molecules with which you could principle target this chronic inflammation. This needs to now be translated into trials, but we look forward to do this.
As you look at the MS research that's taking place today, what excites you the most?
I think the most exciting development at the moment are that we are starting to be able to target the progressive phase. So before, pharmaceutical industry and also researchers were focused on the first part of the disease, and there a lot of progress have been made there. But the progressive pathology remains. We only partially understand it, but now there are first trials that have little effects on the relapses, but they have an effect on the progressive phase. They are still modest, these effects of the BTK inhibitors, but they might help us to understand the pathology of the progression better when we know what they actually do in the brain. And then it should be possible to find even better drugs that target this phase even better. This is one important aspect. And another one I would like to add is on the cause and the origin of multiple sclerosis, where we know that environment plays an important role, but there's something missing in the environment that is not yet understood. And I think research in this direction is very important. There has been interest around the Epstein-Barr virus that plays a role from the environment, but possibly there are other viruses or other factors that we don't know. I think there is something big missing in the environment that needs to be discovered. If we know what it is, we could possibly design preventive therapies.
I don't want to lose sight of the fact that you're here at the ACTRIMS Forum to receive the Barancik Prize. What does winning the Barancik Prize this year mean to you?
So I'm very honored and grateful to win this award. It provides for me motivation to continue with my research. And this prize the foundation is valuing this translational research from bench to bedside. And it provides me motivation to go along this path in my further research, to take the research from the lab and to the benefit of the patients at the end.
And to that end, I want to thank you for all you do that ultimately impacts the lives of those patients at the end of the road there. Thank you so much for all the work you do, and thanks so much for talking with me today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.